everybody, my name is Spammals and welcome back to our Titanic Raft build. Oh boy, has so much happened. It would be better off if we get into the episode and I'll tell you all about it. So without any more stalling, let's begin. Welcome back to the game. So here we are, we're on board the Titanic, stood most notably on top of the officers' quarters, overlooking the bow for a gorgeous another sunrise. Yay! There were odd jobs needed doing that didn't need to be on camera. It's stuff that I could do off camera so that we could get more build time in the actual episode. So let me bring you up to speed with what I have done. Now this is something people in the comments continued to suggest and I completely agreed. The well deck has now got the bottom bit orange and the top bit white. It really does make a big difference. It just makes everything pop a little bit more and also just makes it feel a bit more defined. When it was just entirely white, it was like we was looking at a big mess of just white. Just word planks all white. So having that color gives it some differential. That's good. I couldn't do the sides. They have to remain white on the port and starboard. That's because it shares with the outside and the outside has to be white. That's why that bit is still white, but everything else, yay! In addition to the well deck, even though I said in the video it was only the beginning and hadn't been finished, people kept saying, hey Spammals, your mast isn't tall enough. I know! So I bloody made the mast. There you go, you got a whole mast there and a little dinky little crow's nest. Now I did experiment with the crow's nest to make it wider, make it a bit more like real life, but it just looks stupid. So there it is. It's now like a floating dustbin up a big old pole. But wait, there's more. The astute among you may have noticed we now have rigging. So from the bow all the way to the top, and then we got one or two going to the left and to the right. There would be more. There would be a lot more, but I'm keeping life simple. But also, when we get the main mast done on the stern, I'm going to get that Marconi wires connecting. I'm going to do that. I'm going to make that happen. In addition to all of that awesomeness, there's even more. Taking a stroll down the steps to the D-deck third class general room, I have now furnished it out somewhat. It now has the cargo hatches have their covers and there's more stairwells installed. And you can look up and down them. Isn't that amazing? But there's even more. We can go down to E-deck. Now, I didn't do the starboard side of E-deck. There should be toilets over there. I didn't put them in, but I put the rest of E-deck in. Yes, I did. But also, we have Scotland Road, and this is going to actually does connect to the grand staircase. The E-deck landing of the grand staircase. More on that later. So back by the cargo hatch here on E-deck on the third class, I have also added the third class bow entrance. You got a door over there and a door over there. And this is now my new main way of getting on board the ship if I fall overboard. I've added a little ladder out here so I can get back on. Blah, blah, blah. See? Just like that. So the third class tender traffic is just rolled up to the Titanic and I'm a third class passenger like, oh, this world is lovely. And then through the doors you go. This is the first thing you see. It's like, oh, wow, it's the Titanic. Amazing. I have included cabins, but they're just shells. They're just empty rooms. There's no furnishings. There's no nothing. But I have tried my best to stay true to the floor plan. It really is like a rat race down here. There's so many rooms hidden behind rooms. Now, you can climb the mast, as always was the case, and boof, I can now step out on the crow's nest. Now, it'd be nice if I could have gone over the sides so you can get that kind of back view a little bit, but this is still fine. That's still super duper nice, am I not wrong? And the view from the ferry top is a little bit startling, I have to say. Don't come up here if you're scared of heights, or if you're clumsy and prone to falling. I am really happy with how this bow section is now looking. It is as detailed as I believe I can make it without things being unreasonable. A major issue after I installed all of this, the FPS in the game just absolutely died. It bottomed out. I was having a terrible time. I would not have been able to record. This is bad news bears. So last night, before recording this episode, I spent 7.5 hours pulling out loads of this ship that were not being used, that we would maybe not even use. Allow me to show you some of this. So a small amount has been taken out from the bow. We're directly underneath, well, you can see the black where the anchor chain is. We're directly underneath that. So there's a couple of decks, 3 decks, a little bit taken out. Midship, we have a massive chamber here taken out. Now, however, I had a problem. See that red bit on the top there? That's red to remind me never to remove it because it would cause massive damage. See, it would seem at some point I thought it'd be clever to change the pillar configuration. So the pillars are no longer supported by the pillars below directly. If I remove that floor piece, those pillars on the left and the right are going to disappear and it will cause a total collapse above. So that deck had to remain. but I pulled out a couple more decks above the red bit. So that's midship. But wait, there's even more. Now, this bit was really heartbreaking. I spent 2 hours on the previous episode building this bit up, ready for us to extend our boat deck. And then I just removed everything. Sun's going down. Thanks for that, love. So basically here, to speed things up, I destroyed the pillars. It caused a total collapse from above. It wasn't as simple as that, because to remove one pillar, it froze the entire game nearly to crashing point as it was calculating what needed to be destroyed. So it was a very, very slow task. If you think how many pillars are here and how many decks there were, there's 7 decks above us. Crazy. So with that, what's coming up this episode? Well, the game plan is we're going to get the hull complete. I want to get the stern entirely installed, the full length of the ship, so that the path is cleared to get the last funnels, to get the stern mast in, those finer details, get them all in and bring this build to a close. So hopefully 2 more episodes. That's what the dream is. That is an ambitious plan. I need to crack on. So, without any more stalling, once again, let's build. Seriously, look at that well deck. It's bloody amazing. Can I borrow a stairwell? Thank you. So the 4 funnels, they're going to be evenly balanced out. In fact, White Star was amazing for symmetry. Something that I love so much, very much about it, because it makes life very nice on the eyes. But we need to count the tiles between the forward and second funnel, and then we can deduce how far the other funnels are going to be. Count with me, everybody. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10, 11, 12, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, everybody! There was 18 squares from funnel to funnel. The start, like the very literal wall of the next funnel, should be somewhere over there. 18! That's where the funnel is going to be. You, sir, are a funnel. But Spammals, I thought we're building the hull. Why are you measuring funnels? I want to know how far I exactly need to go and get it done in one, or the majority of it. So if we can know how far the funnels are, we can deduce how far the stern is. Now, in addition to sciencing up the business between the funnels, we've got to know how thick the funnel is. Well, it's 6. There's a quick answer there. Yay. Are you still with me, everybody? We're not quite done with the sciencing yet, because there's one more thing we need to work out. The distance from the bow to the first funnel is more or less the same distance from the last funnel to the stern. So, we need to count the squares from there to the tippy toe of the bow. 35, 36, everybody. 36 squares from the first funnel all the way to here. Would you be walking up there if you knew there was a massive hollow void underneath it? I wouldn't. So yes, 2 squares up there, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So that takes us to the end of our 3rd funnel. Now we have where our 4th funnel and final funnel is going to be. Okay, so they are our funnels. Now let's get the sterny bit made up. Wow, this is going to be the more kind of annoyingly tricky bit. Right, that's going to be the very back of the ship. So that's the easy bit kind of over. How do we do this? How do we now build everything? Well, we can make a start all the same and we'll work it out as we get closer. It's kind of made more difficult because I don't know where the well deck starts and where the actual stern, like the final part of it, begins. Okay, for reasons unknown even to me, I'm going to go 13 squares, and then 9 squares, and then 14 squares. That's going to be our final composition as the sun sets and I slowly drown. Oh, and it's raining as well. Why not? Drown with additional water. Look, if you could stop going underwater, that'd be fantastic. So now we know where the well deck is. Now we can deduce where the ship's hull is going to start to pinch inwards as it does this. Whatever this is. It's not a dance move, that's for sure. Okay, I've decided halfway into the well deck is when our pinch is going to begin. So with that information, let's join the dots and cross the T's and blah, blah, blah. Oh, would you look at that? Isn't that pretty? Sunrise is always nice in this game. It really is. Let's try the thing that everyone in the comments always asks me to do when we're doing the bow, where you kind of stagger it a little bit and a little bit. See, I don't like how unsmooth it is, but it does give us a desired effect. But do we have enough space before we hit up that bad boy? It would be a sign from the G-Man himself that we are on a righteous... No! Well, we were too close to not make that minor little change. Now, this is going to take a little while, so I'm definitely going to jump out and then pull you back in when all is done. Unless something amazing happens, and then you're going to see that. All right, I've brought you back in. I still have a lot to do, but I have put the whole plating all the way down the starboard side, up until the point where it starts to curve in. I haven't seen it yet. Oh... And the storm is making it very difficult. But you can see the silhouette kind of. It's massive. It is just quite literally massive. I can't wait for it to be done. I really can't. Look at it. It's like a ghost on the horizon. It's the silhouette of a ghostly figure of a ship that no longer is with us. How about that? The walls are up on your port and your starboard side, and they're painted. I now just need to put the support beams in, and then the real fun begins trying to make that stern bit happen. Okay, it's kind of hard to see, but the first layer of all of the pillars are now installed. I now just got to rise them all the way up to top deck. That won't take long, will it? It's taking forever. But the first round of the pillar planking is complete. Now, it needs to go higher up, but I can't jump higher enough to start placing the items. See, I'm a couple of decks short. So I need to go now add some scaffolding so I can then get some more distance and keep building. This is not fun. It's like an evil necessity that has to happen if we're gonna do this. But I am hating every second of this. In my, oh, don't you dare fall. Hi. In my heart, I'm like, please, just let it be done. Look at that, look at that. This is what hell would look like. Oh, hi. And we're done with the planking. Well, with the pillar supporting all the way up to what is going to be the top deck. It took bloody forever. I'm really relieved that it's done, and I get to do this for a little bit, slapping down all of this, because this is the A-deck promenade, and then that's the boat deck. I don't know why I jumped back in just now. I guess I just wanted to celebrate with somebody. Hi. It's done! Look at this! So much deck space for all of your building requirements. Did you notice? All of the deck space. There's quite a lot of it. I'm sure you can't disagree. Where do all my torches go? I wanted to point. Hang on. Did you see all the deck space? All of that deck space right there. Now I can point. I am complete. Now, I did not do the kind of the sterny bits, but that's what that will look like, kind of. Gonna be very interesting slapping that bad boy together. But this bit is done. Ready for funnels, deck housing, all of that lovely jazz. I'm also looking forward to tapering down the stern as you go down from boat deck, A deck, B deck, well deck, all of the decks. Whoa. Let me show you while the sun is still up what this cavity looks like. This made me appreciate how much I hate life ever so much. You can see the FPS really creeping as well. But that's our starboard view. And it looks absolutely ginormous. But there you go. It's kind of in the haze. It's disappearing from view. But there is the entire ship in shot from bow to what will be the stern. Now, I know that it looks very long, almost too long. But I guarantee you, once we get those funnels up, once we start shaping the stern, it's all going to fall into place. And you're going to go, actually, that's proportioned exactly right. I did want to get the stern up this episode, but this is taking far too long. I need to get this edited and online. So for next episode, we're going to get the stern built up. We're going to get the funnels installed. We're going to get the well deck made. And when we're going to be done, it's going to be amazing. Did you enjoy it? If you did, leave me a comment down below with your thoughts and opinions. And on that bombshell, thank you for watching. Rate, comment, and subscribe. And I'll see you in the next episode. Goodbye, everybody.